Stop the drone warfare. People all around the country are standing out all this month against drones and the whole war on terror, actually. We are part of a coalition, the Eastern Massachusetts Anti-Drone Coalition, and our particular group is the Saturday Vigil, the Committee for Peace and Human Rights. We've been here every Saturday for the last 14 years. We started out protesting the sanctions on Iraq, and now we are protesting the crazy war on terror and all of the misery that it causes around the world.
Peace. I am a Vietnam veteran. I've seen war close up and know what it's like. They didn't have drones when I was in, but we had our other ways of killing people. Now, I've been to several sites on the net that you're not going to look at and see here in the United States. And I might suggest looking at other things than what our mainstream media feeds us. And you can see children that are burnt to a crisp. You can read where they've run out of linen to wrap these little bodies in so they can bury them in shallow, dry graves. Each time a Hellfire missile goes, it's $160,000 of pure misery raining down on somebody. And it's innumerable people that are harmed. They're always after the quote-unquote number 2 guy in Al-Qaeda. That's probably the worst job in the world to have. But they take out so many people and so many buildings that it's hard to keep track. And the journalists, the Internationalist Journalists Union, came up with a number of at least 2,433 people have been killed by drones, and out of that, only 80 people were perhaps Al-Qaeda. But even then, they were still human beings. And if you want to bring someone to justice, you don't assassinate them. You go out and you get them and you bring them to justice. You bring them before a court, and they, at least in this country as it's supposed to be, you get the chance to hear both sides of the story. There's a problem with that, though. They don't want you to hear their side of the story because we invaded their nations. Both Iraq, Afghanistan, and a few other places. Now we're in the Congo, Yemen, Somalia, all these places. Rather than put people at risk, our people, boots on the ground, at risk, they use drones. And these drones are indiscriminate, and they kill people that are innocent. You can't tell me a 4-year-old child or a 5-year-old child is out there planning to attack the United States. It just doesn't work that way. Just suddenly vanishing, being vaporized from someone pushing a button several thousand miles away. It's inhumane. All war is inhumane, but drone warfare is beyond inhumane. It goes all the way to hellish. So look into your hearts. Stand up. Stand up. Because we're losing here each day as we allow this to go on. We're losing our rights and our freedoms, or actually we're giving them up. So stand up, speak out, be heard, and don't allow this to happen, not only in other nations, but it might come here as well, because we're making enemies every day. And our technology is not as airtight as people would like to think. So stand up, speak out, use your birthright of free speech and a free and independent media, if we can ever get that back again. And make sure that we put an end to these stinking wars now. And put an end to the death now. Put an end to the destruction now. Let's hold out an olive branch now. Let's get rid of these drones and let's stop all war. Thank you.
Hello everybody, my name is Frank Neisser and I'm with the International Action Center, and we're out here as part of the organizations that organized this demonstration, and we're ready to fight and resist drones in all of the warfare moves of this government every day as well as today and nationwide. This is a nationwide day of action against the drones. In fact, a month of action against the drones. We urge you to get involved. I want to point out in particular that the drones are just one aspect, one escalation of the total war posture of the United States. And right now they are carrying out practically a hot war against the people of Korea. They've been carrying on these war maneuvers, they call them games, but they actually simulated nuclear attacks with two of the attack planes flying from Missouri to North Korea to simulate a nuclear bombing of North Korea and back again as part of these not one but double war exercises that they're carrying out with tens of thousands of troops. And the Korean people know what this is like because the U.S. government are the ones that sent millions of GIs to attack their country and invade their country back in the Korean War, which has never ended. The people of Korea have demanded that the state of war end and that there be unification on the Korean Peninsula and that it be a nuclear-free zone. All to deaf ears and no response. Now the people in North Korea have seen what the U.S. did in Libya, have seen what the U.S. did in Yugoslavia, and having a nuclear deterrent is what means that they're on the planet today and exercising self-determination and the right to run their country the way they determine and not the way the Pentagon determines. Right. The U.S. is doing joint maneuvers with Japan to attack islands that are disputed between Japan and China. They have a strategy where they're building up their focus and moving the military to the whole Asian rim in order to do attacks on China and Korea. That's what they're building up. And the president sits and every Sunday makes his diagrams and makes his kill list as to what children are going to die the next week with these drones. And we have to say no. We have to stop it. We have to stop the indefinite detentions and the detentions of Muslim people for being Muslim and walking the streets that are going on today. We have to revitalize and intensify this anti-war movement, take it to another level, and do what it takes to stop this war machine. Right.
Waziristan and Pakistan and Yemen and Somalia and Afghanistan. This is what happens. Here in Boston Common, we have the option to get up when our die-in is over. But the people in Waziristan do not have that option. And the many, many people who've been killed and maimed by drone attacks do not have the option.
You should know lethal drones have got to go. Hey, Mama, you should know lethal drones have got to go. Hey, Mama, you should know lethal drones have got to go. Put it to yourself. Drones got to go. In the sky, when drones fly, children die. No killer robots in the sky. I put up my right hand and joined the United States Army. I took an oath to protect and defend the Constitution of the United States.
I was then sent to the Republic of Vietnam, where I wound up doing 2 tours of duty, one as an infantryman, one as a medic. I know what death is all about. I am standing here in front of the Armed Forces Career Center, and anyone within the hearing of my voice, please, I ask you, do not join. I've been there, I've done that. Killing is never pleasant. Watching someone else die is a nightmare. Watching people walk around after they've been hit by napalm with skin falling off of their bones is something that you got to live with for the rest of, well, I have to live with for the rest of my life. So for 44 years, I've been living with this. I don't want our men and women today to go through the same thing that I went through. And now they're doing it from afar with drones.